What's the haps? What's the word? How's the weather there?
It's hot today.
Hot today, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I'm not a fan of, but it's been gorgeous. It's been really, really nice. We've
I
been
know
loving
you're
it.
not a. I know you're not a fan of the heat.
Yeah. Riley is very upset that she can't go outside and play right now
Why
because
can't you go outside and play right now? What's the heck?
he's running a fever.
Oh, that sucks.
He's running a fever, has been for most of the afternoon. He's coughing a lot, so we're trying to get her to rest.
You know, kids don't like to rest, dude. You know the deal there.
Yeah, except that normally all she does want to do is sit around and watch TV. Kids just want to do what they currently can't do.
That's the human condition, is it not?
Maybe.
I think it is. Everybody wants what they can't have.
Yeah. I thought I was so prepared logging on today because I already had to download your silly app for this video call. And I already downloaded it, and then it made me update it before I could get in.
That's funny. Well,
come on.
Again, if we do it through the app, which I feel like I would love to have happen, I can't record it. So then, like, if anybody wanted to watch it, it doesn't let me do any of the recording. It's just shitty.
What? I don't know. Oh, I don't know how loud the TV is in the background.
I cannot hear it if you're asking, if you're wondering.
Okay, cool.
You just us?
So far.
Just you.
Hi.
How are you, Jess? What's
I'm
happening?
doing well, thanks.
That just reminded me I'm an apple.
An apple.
Look at Hi, Riley. What are you doing? Good.
Mm-hmm.
Riley, what are you wearing today?
Mixed match.
Wacky tacky?
What is happening with your socks, dude?
And I had one light up shoe and one not light up shoe.
Wow.
I was so wacky tacky.
How long until you're out of school, Riley?
I do at summer break.
A week and a half.
And I'm going to go to daycare and summer camp.
Wow.
And on Friday we're going to do water play. And I just got no swimsuits.
Figure 80.
I
feel like he's cutting something open.
Yeah, I feel like you.
I hear. It's like Grady's too quiet, and then you hear like cardboard. I'm like, he's probably trying to cut a box open. He's quite a. You'd like an apple? All right, we will do an apple when we're done with our phone call. Okay.
Okay.
Silence is no good.
Today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's hot here too, just like it's hot by you guys.
For like 2 weeks, I think.
What'd you say?
I think. I've been coughing for a really long time.
What'd you say, lady?
I've been coughing for a really long time.
You've been coughing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Do you have
coughing.
a cold?
Mm-hmm.
Coffee, I was gonna say.
You have the whooping cough?
Yeah.
Mama, do you drink coffee?
Miss Chelsea.
Good, Miss Chelsea.
Chelsea, you gotta come back. Riley's saying hi to you, and you just walked away.
I sneaked away.
Oh, there's Grady.
But hi.
Grady, what are you doing?
He was, in fact, cutting.
Dad.
He was cutting the box open. Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Demolition crew was in.
Yeah.
Put your leg down, please, honey.
Hey.
No, it's not fine.
The demolition
No
crew.
one wants to see your feet. Is this your wacky tacky socks? You have two
Joke's
different
on you.
socks. Okay.
I think they do. I think they do want to see those wacky socks you got on.
Please don't encourage things.
Dude, hey. She gets to choose what she wears into school, right? I mean, like, the wacky tacky day should be every day, right?
That was they like every other week. I feel like they're doing like a theme week. So, so much for uniforms.
I feel like it's a lot more common now than when we were in school. I feel like it was 1 week of school was like fun week, and then the rest of it was normal.
Yeah.
Everyone I see now posts like their kid as a theme week like once a month.
Yeah, that's about how it's been.
I don't understand. That's so much more work for you to remember all those things and dress them a certain way.
And they would routinely tell us on like Friday of the
like,
week before.
Monday is Spirit Week.
Yeah, and you're like, sweet. Guess I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Every week is Spirit Week now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, we just came in from outside in the garden. I wore a jacket to work with the zucchini and squash, but I didn't wear gloves, and now my hands are like, they're so itchy.
We have a weed here too. I don't remember what it's called, but it does the same thing. But it grows high and like attaches to the top of stuff.
Yeah.
And was our whole entire front yard. And I was so itchy for like a couple of days because I had to pull it all out. It feels like a zucchini leaf though. Like those.
Yeah. When do you guys move? When's the move day?
Dude, it's soon. It's the 28th we're starting to drive.
Back away.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
You're good. The 28th we're starting the drive.
Yeah.
20th. Okay.
It's very soon.
So that's coming up.
Very soon.
Did you guys do household goods or are you doing PPM?
We're doing it all on our own. You saw the 130% that we're getting.
That 130%.
We're also doing it. I haven't told Chelsea that. She doesn't need to know. We also are doing like one of those pods. Hi, Grady.
Hi, buddy.
What are you doing?
Daddy.
Daddy.
There's Daddy.
Close enough.
There.
He probably sees him in this.
Yeah, I know. He probably sees
Daddy
you on
in
the
the corner.
screen.
This is Blaze.
Grady, I met you like not even that long ago. Actually, 2 times in the last year I've seen you.
Daddy.
Yeah, close enough.
There's Daddy up there, yeah.
Daddy right there.
Like, dude, I don't remember much other than how to get in trouble.
That's okay. That's all you need to know anyway.
Sorry, so you were talking about how Chelsea may or may not know something yet that you're about to break the news to her.
I know.
She doesn't. Good.
I heard that. I sent it to you because Liz sent it to me. They're like reevaluating the amounts you get back or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they were giving you 100 instead of 100% of what they deemed before. They're giving you 130%, so you're getting more money back on yourself.
It's an incentive to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Nice.
You said you're doing pods?
It's a pack rat.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
They said that we could fit it all in one, allegedly. They think we could fit it in one that holds 7,000 pounds of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Don't you have like 7,000 pounds of weights?
Yeah. Well, when they talk to you on the phone, they ask you room by room, like what is in each room.
Yeah.
And they went over the garage, and I was like, we have a lot of gym equipment. And she's like, no, you just need one. Because I got quotes from Pack Rat, I got quotes from Pod. Pods don't carry as much weight, so we needed 2 pods. But the Pack Rat holds double the amount of weight, so we only need 1 Pack Rat. But it's like the biggest one they make. So we'll see. If not, we're selling.
My favorite part about this whole thing is that if it doesn't work out, Chelsea is the one that scheduled it and said that it was this way, so I can just blame it all on her if it's not working well. So
yep. We were just talking about we're gonna go to Home Depot on Saturday and go get boxes to start.
Yeah, I think that's always a fun part of moving is all of the Home Depot runs.
I feel like I'm gonna be doing most of the Home Depot runs.
We've never had them move us. We've only ever done ditties. So we're quite familiar
So
with
if
it.
I need advice, I'll just text the Coopers.
I'm actually pretty surprised you guys have not gotten help.
I feel like
Nancy, what's happening?
I'm finally on. I was just waiting.
There you go. You're here.
It said I was
You're here and you're ready to rock.
It told me I was waiting for the trainer to join. I'm like, nah, he wouldn't be this late. So anyway.
Oh yeah, you were on through the app. Yeah, the hardest part about doing it, this whole thing process, is that like I schedule it in there so you guys all see it, but then like for us to be able to record it, I have to use a different software. It's funky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you're here.
Yeah,
we're here
I'm
and
here.
we're doing
I'm
it.
at work, but I'm here. Yeah.
Good. Are you working from home, or is that your office at work?
I had a dentist appointment this morning, so I came in late, and I often work 10 to 6, but I'm just working a little later tonight.
That's why you see Talon so much there, huh?
Yes, because we're both on the night shift, the later shift. Yes.
Yeah, he's a late guy. Late guy. Nancy, this is Mike and Jess.
Hello.
They're actually in DC, so they're not too far away from you.
In DC. Okay. My son goes to Catholic University in DC as a freshman. Yeah.
I didn't know that, Nancy.
About a year.
Does he play any sports?
He is he was a wrestler, and now he's going to play rugby. We'll see.
Cool.
But
Believe it or
he's
not,
not
they
in
say those are
shape, and Blaze, he's
translatable
not
sports.
calling you, and I got to get on him. I'm sorry.
They say those are translatable sports, believe it or not. Between the two, there's a lot of throwing of people in rugby.
Yeah. But for a whole year, he did nothing. So he wrestled in high school. He went and gained the freshman 20 or so, and so.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to keep you guys too long before we kind of get this thing started. Do you guys have any big questions for me before I kind of get into a couple of things I wanted to hit on? Things you need help with, or for Chelsea, for that matter. She's right behind me hiding, but she'll pop up here in a second. We'll share the whenever you stand up and want to join us. Any questions real quick before we get ripping?
Well, I was just wondering, you know how you said some people could set up extra goals or whatever? Did some people set up extra goals that helped them? Just curious. I did in my head, but I didn't tell you.
I don't know which side they're sitting on, but whatever side these two Coop and Jess both did. You guys want to talk about that a little bit, about your habits that you guys were trying to dial in this past month?
No.
Sorry, our daughter is here with us as well.
What'd you say?
We did. So one of the things that I've been trying to work on is hydration. So I had Blaze add in a habit for drinking a gallon of water a day. And then Jess, sometimes I feel like this is kind of cheating because we did it anyway, but Jess and I bike to work every day. So we both added in a habit for biking to work.
Well, just you. I didn't.
I thought you did that.
No,
never mind. Only I cheated.
Only you cheated.
Go ahead, Jess. What are yours? Because you had good ones too.
Mine was, in addition to the eating slowly, which I think everyone did, right? I did in bed by 10:30 because that is definitely, like with 2 little kids, our sleep is always getting messed up, and I really feel the effects of it the next day. And I think also with my metabolism. So that was a big focus for me, was to have a more consistent bedtime.
And as you age, it's even more important and harder to sleep. I mean, stay asleep is the thing. Anyway, that's great.
Yeah. And what did you guys think about that? Kind of habit-based stuff when it comes to the whole month. Do we learn anything? Do we see anything crazy? I know, Nancy, we can talk about it a little bit, and I'm going to show you something really fast too that I think will help. But Coop is probably somebody else, and Jess probably as well, they're like, hey, I don't know if we love this whole progress photo taken thing, because it can be kind of what's the word I want? I don't even want to say and it's a lot. It's a lot to kind of do and feel and see, and tracking metrics is really tough. So maybe Coop, maybe you and Jess can talk a little bit about tracking your progress and how you've seen that through the course of the last little bit as well, kind of, and what you've seen to be successful there.
Yeah, we're turning on the babysitter of the TV and doing outside because both of the kids are now.
You gotta do.
So I chose to do a weight every day. So I logged my weight almost every single day.
Oh, wow.
And for me, that was good. Not that I really, it was kind of all over the place. I started out great, went up, started coming back down. But it was really interesting just to see that. seeing what I was eating the day before and what I was like somewhat doing. And then we did our progress pictures once a week. So we did I think it was every Sunday morning, we would get up and we would do our progress pictures.
Wow.
We did them the same time every day that we did them. And same place, same wall, same clothes, all of that.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like, I haven't looked at them closely, but I don't feel like there was I don't really feel like there was for me, I don't feel like there was a noticeable change over just a month. But I'm still very happy to have them. And honestly, to start the habit of it. And just kind of have it be our routine. So we'll see if we keep some of that up as we keep working towards our goals. But that's how I managed it. I appreciated doing my weight every day, which I don't think everyone was doing.
No. I did a couple
What
times.
about you, Jess?
Yeah, and I think I did my weight like mostly like once a week. Sometimes I would log a midweek one. If I remembered my number by the time I got back to my phone in the morning. But yeah, I think it was good. I liked having the pictures to be able to go back and compare to, and this is the starting point of doing more of that. I think over time, like I'm excited to see like 6 months from now what that will look like. But yeah, I think a game changer, or not really a game changer, but like an interesting insight was just seeing like throughout the month how I feel like I would like have bloating or like hold water weight differently, like depending on like my cycle or whatnot. But just seeing how those little differences. And then like we had one weekend during the month. Oh wow, there's a bird going into our birdhouse for the first time. That's really exciting. He's like smacking my knee. I'm like, what is wrong? I'm talking. But we had one night where friends came into town to visit, and we went out and like ate and had drinks, and we're not big drinkers, so I hadn't had like a beer in probably like 2 months before this, but it was crazy to see like the immediate impact. Like I felt it the next day. Like it took me like a solid like 2 days to kind of come back from a night with no with no restraints really. And it's not even like we did anything crazy, but yeah, so that was just all kind of interesting insights that I don't think I would have noticed if I hadn't been very intentionally like tracking everything. So yeah. That was good.
Well, unfortunately, my 30-some reunion from college was this past weekend. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were probably the worst days I've had yet. So I drank more than I've drank probably in a year. And so I wasn't very happy that we had to take pictures right after that. I thought we had a few more days. But anyway.
It is crazy the effect of alcohol, because I said the same thing. We don't drink a bunch. I'll have like maybe half a glass of wine like every couple of weeks, like when I cook dinner. But my sister, brother-in-law, and I went out to dinner the other day, and I had 2 hazy IPAs, and I felt like a whale. It was just like the alcohol weight, and we had pizza, and the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel awful.
Yeah.
We tried to offset it by biking around that entire night out in DC, so we at least burnt some of the calories.
Yeah, I did a lot of walking, extra walking, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think I liked a lot of the stuff that you guys said. One, using your progress photos as not like an end all be all, but like as a metric and a point in time to where you are. And I think actually this is a good time for me to show you guys this too. So I just took mine, and I want to show you guys this really fast.
I took yours. You didn't.
Chelsea did this. Chelsea did this. And I want to ask you guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but how far apart do you think these photos were taken? Do you think this was like the full month? Do you think that this was, what do you think, like between
I can only
these
see
two?
one picture. I guess I got to take myself
side by side
out of the view somehow. There we go.
Now
Might be hard.
I would say 3 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know,
How long
2
do
to
you
3
think
weeks.
between those two photos, Nancy?
30 days.
So those were taken about 2 minutes apart.
What?
About how you
And
pick
the reason, one thing that I really want to draw your attention to that I think can be kind of like crazy, especially in the health and wellness world, is that like people are always playing around with I don't even want to say like effects, but like with things to make it look like they're making more progress than they actually have. And the only thing that I did in this photo is on one side I had my chest hair kind of long, and the other side I shaved my chest hair off, and then that's the difference between the two photos.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
all of that to say to you guys, that the fitness space is really, really shitty in that they do that a ton. They do that to like overinflate results to show some unrealistic like way of like attaining this thing. And really the answer is exactly what you guys said. It's the long game. And it's finding a way to incorporate these habits into your day, to bike to work, to take an extra little walk, or park a little bit further out in the parking lot than you normally would, to take in a couple extra steps when you go grocery shopping, when you go into the store, to stand in a meeting and then like move around a little bit versus sitting down the whole time. Like all those little things compounding over time are what lead to that. I just want to draw your attention to the fact that like those photos you guys thought were taken 3 weeks or a month apart were literally like, I was like, Chelsea, we got to go do these right before this call. We popped out there. We're like, oh, I need like minutes. I'm like,
crazy.
man. And then we go out and take ones. But just to prove the point of like your progress could be a lot more, also dependent on like the light that's outside. Is it your time cycle time wise where you feel like you're retaining more water? And the same thing happens with the scale too, where you're like, hey, am I doing it every time at the same time of the day where I just woke up, or did I eat beforehand? Did I do it after a night of drinking? All these other things kind of are factors. So all of that to say, getting discouraged based on the photo or the scale weight can be really, really simple to do. But when you can start to think about like, hey, lasting effects, and you can take this snapshot in time and then look at it down the road, I think can be really valuable. So I'll get off my soapbox. Okay, we need to announce a winner too. So we previously had sat down and chatted, and I'm glad that you're on the call, Nancy, because you are the winner of the challenge.
Amazing! I can't believe it.
So what we're gonna need from you also, we're gonna need I think I might have it also, but your address so we can ship you some stuff.
Okay.
Cool. and then we'll get that stuff cranked out to you. So congratulations too. I want to say, give you the floor a little bit too, and just talk about some stuff that you learned over the course of the last month, and some things that you feel like have changed, whether that's the way you're looking, moving, or feeling. And so just floor is yours.
Well, I will say that I was really, floored by the concept of this macro and it was a completely different way to look at food for me, and a completely different way to eat, cook, think about shopping. And I did it really well, like 1 or 2 weeks, and then other weeks I could do it part of the week and not the others, depending on, going out or whatever. But and the recipes I thought were super helpful, like, because they were just that made for the right combination. So when I feel like if I could get used to, certain recipes that work, and, kind of cycle through them and make sure things my family like, that would make it, will make it easier. But so I'm really happy about all that. I also will say that even when I wasn't using the recipes, I did find my ability to think about and make choices, but I made better choices, like when I was out, or even if I was making something on my own. Although sometimes I underestimated and overestimated certain things. And I think the fact that the wheels were there, like sometimes I would look like midday and say, this is where I am. Let me see what I can have for dinner that has the right match, to get me through, or to make things better. So, but I did feel very full and very satisfied, and I felt more energetic, which made me want to go on walks more frequently. And I do have fibromyalgia, so like it's important for me to keep moving. And so this gave me, I think, the fuel to help me do better. So I mean, that honestly is the biggest thing for me, has been feeling better. I may not look a ton different, but I feel better. And I have done a little bit of like light weightlifting for my arms, because I feel like I'm always working my legs, but not my arms, but very small. And I only started that like 2 weeks, and so I need some more work there, definitely. But yeah, so I've learned. I'm still learning though. I mean, I still feel like I have a long way to go, but I don't know. What else did you want me to say?
No, that was perfect. Jess and Coop, do you guys have anything too that you wanted to chime in on, stuff that you kind of learned or thought about the last month or so?
I would say so. While I've been working with you, I've been hesitant to get into the whole like macros thing and like tracking food. But it was way easier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't stress over. So I guess a little bit of background. We honestly didn't really use the recipes at all. We looked at them, we watched like the program and everything and how they were set up, and understand how well they could work. But we have 2 little kids, and they were going to eat almost nothing of what for the month. So instead of trying to cook
we could have been eating
that. Instead of trying to cook 2 meals and do stuff like that, we just did a lot of meal prep work and planning and creating our own nutritional info for some meals that we were having. And then for meals that I would have that weren't like family meals, I would just go into the app and do like a custom and search for whatever I was eating. And I would essentially I would often pick one of the ones that's already in there. I know that's not necessarily exactly what I was having, but I think that it was close, and I think it was still giving me an idea of kind of what I was eating. We realized how fatty our diets are very, very quickly, which was shocking,
Right.
because we have always kind of felt like we make decent food decisions. So that was, eye-opening for that. And then that was the main thing for me. It was a pleasant surprise how much I enjoyed when I was doing a good job of tracking the food.
Yeah, same thing. I was really surprised. I'd never really given too much consideration to like the ingredients that I was buying. It's like, oh, cottage cheese, like it's healthy, it's high protein. And then I realized I was buying whole milk cottage cheese, which was like off the charts and I'm like, wait a second, like I thought this was, a healthier choice, right? But so yeah, it was interesting, like to make some fine tuning tweaks, and I really liked, even though it was a little bit more work up front, to load a lot of those recipes into the like my recipes part of the app. Now I have them all built in there. So it's like I did the hard work once, and now I just go in and log as I make stuff. And we really found a few things that we really loved, and I think are going to be very sustainable for us. Yeah, it was really eye-opening. It was a lot of fun. Like I felt like each night I would like custom tailor a protein shake as the last, thing of the day to be able to adjust where we needed. Yeah, so it was really good stuff.
You want to go? I feel like you learned stuff when you're doing this too.
I learned that I don't eat nearly as much food as I should. Same thing though. By the end of the night, I was trying to figure out how to eat like a yogurt bowl with like 3 scoops of protein in it, and like a banana or peanut butter powder to like reach my goal, but then not go over in fats, because I was eating like a lot of fats too, and I didn't realize that. But my goal was not to eat slower. Mine was to eat faster for my meals, and it's way harder than I thought it was going to be. Like I'm trying to eat 3 eggs in one sitting in like 5 seconds, because I noticed that I'll stop eating and then I'm like, oh, I'm full now, but I'm like only halfway done. So that was a challenge for me too. But I learned my biggest thing was I need to eat lunch during the day, otherwise I'm never going to meet my goal. And I'm not like a big lunch person. I'll have like my coffee in the morning and I'll be hungry for a couple of hours, and then eat breakfast a little bit later, and then it's like 4 and I'm like, well, I'm not going to eat now. But So I've been a lot better about that. But that was like the biggest thing. I need to eat lunch because then everything is off if I don't. And I have way more energy, like you said, Nancy, like way more energy if I'm eating enough. My progress, I didn't take my ending progress photos, but I see it more in like the tone of my arms versus like a progress photo, I think, because I saw myself in the mirror. And to what you said, shaving his chest, I think for women, it's on the internet, like the females that wear like lifting leggings so their legs look better, or like the cut of their sports bra to make their shoulders look better. Like it's all those things too. But I have to take my ending progress photos because I want mine for like a couple months from now when I'm still doing kind of this, but training a little bit harder to see where I'm at then. But
Yeah, cool. No, I appreciate you guys sharing those things. I wanted to make sure that I highlighted a couple things. One, you guys can continue to do as much tracking of foods and stuff. Can you back up a second? Just as much as you want to. Feel free to continue to do that. But obviously the challenge is officially done. So take the stuff that you've learned and then kind of apply that stuff as you can. Did you guys use the barcode scanning tool at all in the? Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think that thing's super helpful. It doesn't have everything in there, but it can be like really beneficial to have that to save you kind of some typing, and be able to do those things. And then the last thing that I really want to hammer home is like, I think you guys learned it probably over the last month, but there's no such thing as like a bad food. There's just a food for every like scenario and a for a specific purpose. So realizing that like you have the latitude to eat almost anything you want, and then just knowing like this is a butter knife of a of a tool, and then this is a screwdriver, and then this is a flathead, and this is a drill, and knowing that they all kind of have their purpose is really, really effective. So you're not like limiting yourself. You get to eat the things you enjoy. I say like life is way too short to not eat the donut, because Chelsea will tell you, dude, I eat donuts like when I eat one, I eat 10.
yeah.
So it's like it's one of those things that you want to find ways to incorporate the things that you like, because that's how you create that lifelong diet, that thing that you just continue to do, so that your progress never really truly plateaus, because you're just eating that way for life. So that's kind of the goal. We're already at a half hour. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Maybe I'll hit on this thing on a different call where I talk about my week of training with guys that coached NFL athletes, and talk about how we can incorporate some of that stuff into the things that we do. But do you guys have any big questions or anything like that you want to hit on or chat about before we sign off here?
So I'm sorry. The thing in the app that we've been doing with tracking the food, you said we could keep doing it even though we're not doing the challenge, because that's something that's inside the regular app, right?
Yeah, so you always have access to that meal planning and tracking tool. You're just not going to get like points for it and like win a specific prize, Nancy. You're already a winner, dude. You already won. So you want to keep winning or what? Let's talk about it.
How about that?
Yeah, so you have access to that. You have access to the grocery list, all those things that we kind of built into the app for you. But if you want to keep using it, I totally encourage it. It helps kind of round out some knowledge base. But if you're like, hey, I need a week away to kind of step back, I like to do the food tracking thing maybe once or twice a year, just because I think it really helps like recage, because I think like my tablespoon of peanut butter becomes like a lot more than that after a little bit. So kind of like reeling that in every once in a while, I think is really effective for me personally. So that's kind of part of the reason why I like to do it. But again, you have access to it all the time. So
okay. So I can email my address, or you can check and see if you have it, and I'll be excited to get my.
Yeah, I'll check and see, and then I'll shoot you a text. If I don't have it, I'll shoot you a message and get it from you.
And what am I getting? Cookies or some healthy cookies? I forgot.
Yeah, so I meant to tell you guys this too. We partnered with a protein cookie company. It was actually super cool that I got to chat with, is actually a Coast Guard Academy classmate of mine named Hannah, who left the Coast Guard and started baking and just like went full bore into this like protein cookie space.
They're so good.
Their cookies are bomb. They're really, really good. So we're going to get those sent out to you guys. And then Nancy, you're going to get some swag. So you're going to have to let me know if you're a hat person or a shirt person, then we'll get that sent over to you.
I'll have to think about that. Okay. Well,
So
thank you. Thank you.
Think about it. I'm actually conveniently that I'm modeling some of them right now, like your options of shirts or hats.
Probably more of a shirt person.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Coop Squared, you guys have anything else that you need from us?
Nope. I think we're good.
Jess, does anybody call you Cooper too? Or is it just you, Mike?
Just me.
Just you. Okay.
You people have tried to call me Coop. I'm like,
that's not me. That's not my
It's a no for me, dog.
Shortly after we got married and I changed my name, someone had called me and I didn't have their number saved in my phone. They answered the phone and he's like, Coop. I literally said, hang on 1 second, I'll hand him the phone. He's like, no, I'm calling you. No. Sometimes.
All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll chat soon, okay?
Well, thank you for everything. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye.